Hey there, welcome to the Life Possible podcast at long last. I'm so sorry we weren't able to get this up yesterday. Um, Man, I tell you, the world was conspiring against us. However, today is the day and couldn't be more excited about it. This is going to be epic. Epic because of my guest. So, the Life Possible podcast, why am I doing this? What's going on? To me, the Life Possible podcast is going to be spotlighting or highlighting successful clients, coaches, and clinic owners who have changed their lives using the Ideal Protein protocol. These people are truly examples of what's possible when you embrace the concept of reset body, reset mind, reset possible through the Ideal Protein program. The individuals I'm going to be interviewing each episode, these are people who are truly, they've had life-changing experiences, and they are now pursuing what I like to refer to, and Ideal Protein came up with the concept of life possible. These people are pursuing goals and dreams that they thought were dead and gone. These people now are pursuing goals that they never thought that they could try, even though they wanted to do it. They're pursuing goals they didn't even know they wanted to try. They're living a life they love so much that they don't feel the need to escape from it. They're living a life that they love so much that they can't even imagine going back to the way that their life was before. In short, they're living their own life possible. So, who am I? I'm Dr. John Barnes. I run a clinic, Barnes Chiropractic Health and Fitness, in Centerville, Virginia, outside of Washington, D.C. We're a suburb of Washington, D.C. We have been an independent authorized Ideal Protein clinic now for over 5 years. 5 years ago, the Ideal Protein program came to me truly, I believe, as the answer to many of my prayers. I was fat, sick, and depressed, as I like to tell all my clients. And I didn't see a way out until the Ideal Protein program came to my attention. So initially, I lost 45 pounds. I expected to lose weight, but I never expected it to make all the changes in my life that it changed. And I became super passionate about it. So for the past 5 years, I've dedicated myself to the research and understanding behind what I like to call the true power of this protocol. Beyond mere weight loss, the power of this protocol for what it does inside, the metabolic reset that this protocol delivers, that not only gives us weight loss, but has the ability to reverse many degenerative metabolic conditions that we need so much help with in this country. And then it gives you a second chance at life. And so that's why I'm so passionate about this. Now I'm over 60 pounds down from my original weight. And over the past 2 years, I've been able to train and race in the sport of triathlon, which I never thought I'd be able to do after 25 years of inactivity, arthritis, pain, and many symptoms. So enough about me. I'm small potatoes compared to this next man. My first guest on the Life Possible podcast was a natural. It was the first person that popped into my mind. Most of you in Ideal Protein Nation, this guy needs no introduction. But for people who have not been introduced to this man yet, 4 years ago, he started his Ideal Protein weight loss journey. He lost over 100 pounds in 8 months, and he's maintained that weight loss now for over 3 years. Fascinating background. He grew up in Hawaii and then followed a career in ethanol on his way to the state of Montana. That's how somebody from the state of Hawaii gets relocated to Montana, where little did he know his life would change. He is a successful entrepreneur. Today, he owns and operates Pops Inn, a landmark bar and casino in Park City. And 2 days a week, he coaches at his Ideal Protein clinic where it all began, Billings Last Diet in Billings, Montana. In 2019, Ideal Protein discovered his story and made him one of their amazing transformations. If you have not seen his amazing transformation video, look for it on the Ideal Protein corporate website. Look for it on our website, Ideal Protein at Barnes Chiropractic, and I'll have it up on our new Life Possible website. I had the pleasure of meeting this man um, in Dallas at a conference. And it was really just an experience because it was the premiere of his amazing transformation video. And there was not a dry eye in the place. I tell you, this is just all right. I'm just going to bring him out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Tuni Rafael. Hey,
Aloha,
there he
everybody.
is.
Hey,
How are
Doc,
you,
how you
man?
doing today? I'm doing fabulous. How about you?
I'm doing good. Today's a better day than it was yesterday. Whew.
That was fun. Definitely fun.
So yeah, for those of you that you need to know the story because it's hilarious. I've got a coach's office in the back of my entire office that I had adopted as my broadcasting studio, and while I was trying to get this recorded with Tuni, we could not get enough bandwidth, and we kept glitching and freezing, and it was later in the day when it actually hit me that that studio, that coach's office, actually used to be my X-ray room, and the walls are lined with lead. So, yeah, there you go. Lesson learned. I'm not a professional yet, but we're moving closer one day at a time. And Tuni has been extremely patient with all of this process. We've spent a lot of time together, which I'm very grateful for because the more I get to know this guy, the more I'm really grateful to call him my friend. Tuni, let's set the stage. I want you to start off by telling us how were you introduced to Ideal Protein in the first place? I think this is a really great story.
Yeah, so my wife found this diet. Um, it was Billings Last Diet Ideal Protein, and she wanted me to join her at this seminar. So go down, it's an educational seminar put on by Billings Last Diet Ideal Protein. So I said yes. So I'll go and sit in and listen. So I walk in the door, and I'm the only guy. There's about 15 people at this seminar, and it's all women. And I'm like, are you sure this diet's gonna, something for me? And I kind of hesitated a little bit more, and I sat down, so I started listening to um, the doc, and Dr. Williams was kind of telling us how the diet worked, and I was kind of amazed by it. I'm like, wow, okay. And I'm sitting there and I listen, and my wife says, "Hey, I'm going to join. I am going to start." And I said, "Well, it's right before Thanksgiving. There's no way I'm going to start. I want my holiday eats. I'm going to eat everything on this, and I'm not going to miss out on the holidays." And I said, "No way, I'm not starting." So by the new year, she's lost over 20 some pounds. I think it was right in that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, okay." Now I'm a little blown away about this. I'm like, okay, I'm in. I have to start this. And I start and I'm burning fat. And I think I lose almost 20 plus pounds in the first month, and I'm catching her. I'm like, hey, this is awesome. And if I what I know now and from back then, it's a fat burning muscle sparing protocol. It's probably one of the best diets. I mean, men are missing out on this because I burned so much fat so quick, and I was blown away by how fast. And like I said, my metabolism just took off, and I started just melting away, and it was amazing. And I
Yeah.
want more men to know this. I mean, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
this thing is amazing for us. I mean, for
Yeah.
guys that don't know about this, they really need to look into this because it blew my mind how fast I burnt fat and lost the weight.
Yeah. It is amazing. And, it's not only the healthiest and the most efficient way for women to lose weight, but absolutely for men as well. And I think a lot of them, you were a big guy when you started this program, and a lot of guys, the bigger guys, they're concerned there's not going to be enough food. Oh my God, I'm going to starve. This is going to feel terrible. There's no way that this is good for me. I'm going to lose muscle, which is just
Yeah.
absolutely, obviously not the case, right?
It is definitely not the case. And, after a while, you're full. I mean, you just couldn't eat it. I'm like, wow, I need to eat more. Wow, this is great. I mean, I was just blown away how the diet worked and how great it worked. And, my wife's starting to get a little jealous about how fast I was losing the fat. So that was kind of funny.
Well, and that's the thing, right? But we do know that men have a metabolic advantage, and most of that is tied to the amount of muscle mass that we carry, along with a little different hormonal structure. Again, not that women don't lose the weight as fast as they possibly can. It's just there is a biological difference, and but again, you brought up a great point there: fat burning, muscle sparing. That's like every
Amazing.
guy's dream, right?
Yeah,
All the muscle
most
magazines that
definitely.
I bought, those were the two things that were in my head: fat burning and muscle sparing. I got the biggest kick out of finding out, that you are a coach at your clinic, and there he is, Coach Tuni. So, for me, like I said, if I was a guy walking into an Ideal Protein clinic and I had any preconceived notions, if you walked through that door and introduced yourself and said, "Hi, I'm Tuni. I'm your Ideal Protein weight loss coach," I'd say, "Heck yes, you are. I'll do anything you say, sir." Right?
Yeah.
You always work the gun show in those pictures too. Look at the guns on the coat. Holy cow!
Oh
All right.
boy.
So here's the next thing that I want to explore. We've had some great conversations, and one of the things that I find is going to be key, and that everyone that we're going to interview is going to share. There's a moment that happens when you're in the program and you're losing weight, and the light bulb goes off over your head, and you understand that for you, this has gone beyond weight loss, and you really are going to change your life. Can you take us
Yeah.
through what that was like for you?
Yeah. When I started, I set a goal and it was 50 pounds. And truthfully, I never in my life ever thought I would hit that 50 pounds. I mean, there was no possible way that I was going to lose 50 pounds. I'm like, okay, you know, I've been I've been obese all my life. And when I hit that 50-pound mark, I mean, I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, something clicked. And I was like, okay, I I'm ready. My life is about to change. I am going to change my life now. And I said, Coach, and I told my coach, I want to do another 50 pounds. I feel amazing. I'm going to do another 50 pounds. I want to hit the 100-pound mark. And I knew right then my life was changing and I was going to start living a new life. And Dr. Tran says something about heart and head coming into alignment. And that right then was I was like, wow, I understand this. I understand,
Yeah.
the heart and head. I'm like, okay, I'm in this. I mean, I was
Yeah.
able, I was able to quit smoking and drinking. I mean, I drank and smoked every single day, and I could quit cold turkey. I didn't have a problem doing that, but I couldn't stop. I was so addicted to food, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop eating. I mean, I was like, I tried and I tried and I said, wow, I could quit smoking, I could quit drinking, and I can't quit eating. And it was the things I was putting into my mouth, and I was addicted to those foods. I
Yep.
couldn't get away from it. I mean, I couldn't get away from it. I mean, I've been sober and haven't touched anything for over 20 years, and I couldn't. I just couldn't quit. I couldn't quit eating. I was
Yeah.
stuck, and I found Ideal Protein, and I was
And
just
you
blown away.
you bring up a huge point, and this is something that I address with my clients, being a recovering sugar addict myself. I always tell them, we need to respect this addiction. Um, like you said, it is the hardest addiction on us because we do have to eat to live.
Yes.
And again, things that drive me crazy is when I go to Home Depot to buy Home Depot stuff, and I got to check out over top of a counter full of sugar. And as a recovering sugar addict, it's so hard because it's with us all the time, right?
Yeah.
And people don't understand. They think that it's more of a long-term detrimental problem. But now, those of us, as we've made this life change, we can tell immediately if we've had too much sugar, what it's doing to our body. So,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping I've got a potential interviewee that I'm hoping is going to really address this for us. I'm so excited about that. Um, so yeah, the other thing that you just brought up, and you said a lot of times too, we try to get our people focused on not as much how they look, because in the beginning you might not see that many changes if you've got a lot of weight to, but man, how you feel.
Yeah.
Can you address that, right?
Oh my God. After I lost the weight, I mean, I feel like a new human. I mean, there's no pain in my feet or my knees or my back. I physically can go out and do things. I could do anything I put my heart into. I'm not a slave to my weight anymore. I can get out there and I'm excited to. I feel amazing now. And during the diet, which is really crazy, is when I started the diet and when I got to the first month and the second month, I mean, automatically this new energy. I was blown away and I was like, my God, I mean, I'm always wanting to do something. I was like, Coach, like, can I go lift? Can I go run? And she said, no, you got to stick with the protocol. And I'm telling you what, I feel amazing right now. I've never felt like this. I'm blown away. I'm like, okay, what's going on? I was excited and I was like, man, I feel amazing. Then I was like, Coach, put me in, man, put me in.
That's awesome. So, yeah, that brings up a really great point. How did it feel when you finally reached goal and you phased out and your coach said, okay, go hit the gym?
And I did, man. I joined it. I joined the gym. It used to be a 4-phase protocol, and in phase 3, you can start working out. And I hit the gym, and 6 to 7 days a week. The first 3 4 months, I was in there doing 2-a-days, and there's all these little things going through my head. And then I was like, hey, the Spartan race. I hear about the Spartan race, so I said, okay, I'm gonna start training for the Spartan race. And I accomplished the Spartan race. I was blown away. I was like, man,
Unreal.
this is something I would never, ever, ever have thought I could have done ever in my life. And I'm like, okay. Then I hit a 10K trail run. I keep putting myself out there, so I'm not complacent. I'm always setting these small goals, so I'm still moving. I'm staying active. I'm not going back to that old me. It is possible to stay in this lifestyle that I am now and maintain where I'm at. And I'm never going back. I mean, I'm going to stay healthy for the rest of my life. And it's because of Ideal Protein and where I'm at today. I have a new life, you know,
Yeah.
it's
And
amazing.
who
I'm
wants,
blown away.
well, it is a totally new life for you, right? This is also something that I learned as we were talking. And, as we're doing these podcasts and interviews, my concept is that each person that we will talk to there will be somebody out there who can identify with that person's story. And tell me about childhood and your life growing up.
Um, you know, Overweight all my life. Growing up in Hawaii, I was picked on, I was bullied, teased. I was always the last person picked for any kind of sports. I remember begging my mom uh, that I want to stay home. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to put myself in that position because I know when I get there, I'm going to get teased. I'm going to get bullied. And it wasn't a good feeling, especially at that age. I'm 5 years old and on until uh, my teens. This was happening to me every single day. And it's because I was fat, because I was the fat kid. I was obese, and there was nothing I thought I could ever do about it. I was just that kid. And it hurt. I mean, it was something I look back and I'm like, wow, how did I live like that? The psychological part of it, always in my head and afraid and scared and not feeling good about
Yeah.
myself and having to go to school. Like I said, I begged her, I said, please, I don't want to. I don't want
Yeah.
to do this anymore. It was hard. It was so hard.
Yeah. No. And then too, we brought that into adulthood, right? And you said something that,
Yeah, yeah,
um, really hit me in the feels right there. Tell me about this, the
yes.
difference between merely existing and living life.
And, I never truly lived life. I just existed. I didn't live life. I sat on my couch every single day. I didn't do anything. My favorite thing to do was sit on the couch and watch TV and order in food. I mean, that was a weekend for me. And I made up excuses not to leave the house, because I didn't want to go and do something physically and hurt the next day because it hurt so bad. Every single day I'd go and walk or stand for too long, and as I just now, it's a whole new thing. I live life I'm out there putting myself, I don't feel bad anymore. I'm out there running. I could do whatever my heart says I want to do. Anything physically I put my mind in and heart into, I can do. That's the difference between living life. I'm out there putting myself anywhere else. I feel good about myself.
Yeah.
I've never felt this way. I've never felt good about me,
And
and
that,
it's so hard. And
yeah.
now I'm like, now it's a new thing. I mean, I'm out there and I'm running and I'm loving life. I'm living life. I'm not just existing anymore.
So here's the other thing you revealed to me, although only partially. You're no spring chicken. And I know that you'll never reveal your true age, and I'm not going to ask you to, right? You don't look a day over 29 as far as I'm concerned.
Well, thank you very much.
But I loved your concept because it's been my mantra as well. I'm in my 50s, and darn it anyhow, to me, it's never too late, right?
It is never too late. I mean, never. When I moved from the mainland, I came up with these new things. I'm like, the joke. I'm gonna be the guy to joke about stuff first. I always, started joking about fat. I'm like, okay, I'm the first. I'm fat. Yep. And I make up jokes. Nobody could beat me on these jokes. You know. But then as time came on, I'm in my 40s now. 40s. I'm not gonna say how exactly I'm 40, but it was never, I mean, I lost the weight, and I never thought in my whole life, all 40 plus years that I've lived, being fat. I mean, is that truly living? No. I mean, it was so hard to live that way, and I'm sitting there, okay, it's not going to be possible. I'll never lose this weight. And
Well, and
now it is.
that's the thing, right? Here you are in
Yeah.
your 40s, and you feel better than when you were in your
Yeah. It's never too late. I
20s.
feel better now in my 40s, and I'm pushing 50 than I ever did in my 20s or in my teens. I feel amazing. I mean, I feel like I should be in my 20s now. I've missed something throughout my life. I'm like, okay, now I'm not going to miss anything because I feel absolutely amazing. It is never, never too late. I have clients that I see, and there's a couple that come to mind. One's in her 60s, and she's lost over 50 pounds. 50 pounds. And I have another
Yeah.
client that comes in, she's in her 70s, and she's also lost 50 pounds. They are changing their lives,
Yeah.
and to see their faces when they come in, and the progression and how much they change from, like, oh, to smiling and looking good, and they're dressing up and they're putting the makeup on and they feel good about themselves, and it's amazing to see this, and it makes me feel
Yeah.
so good. And that's one of the reasons why I do this. It's, I mean, it's never too late, and I want to be a part of that. I want everybody to know that, hey, this is where I started. You can do it. I mean, Ideal Protein is made for everybody. It's the
Yeah.
most amazing diet ever, and it's totally changed my life, and it's going to
Yeah.
change everybody else's too.
And that's the thing. Coaching, it's such an incredible feeling, right? Like you said, that's why you do it. The people that you meet, the stories, and seeing the changes and returning to life.
Yeah, and one of the big questions I ask myself, and then I ask my clients later: are you here to lose weight or change your life?
Mm.
Are you here to lose
Yep.
weight or change your life? I mean, there's a big difference. We can lose the weight, but if you don't change your life after you lose the weight, it can come back. I mean, so change your life. I always say, hey, let's change our lives, because Ideal Protein saved my life. Truthfully, saved my life. I am blown away by how I can live so happy because I've lost the weight.
Yeah. And what's really cool in our discussions and et cetera is, again, having that light bulb moment. For me, when I started the program, merely weight loss was all I was thinking about. I wasn't at that point where I wasn't at the point where I believed that it was going to change my life. For me, it took 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, when I lost so many of the symptoms and issues that I had been dealing
Ah,
with, and my head cleared. Boy, I tell you, when the mental clarity comes, um, that's when the light switch flipped for me, and I realized, oh my God, and I am in this to change my life,
and what a
right?
feeling when it clicks.
Yeah,
What
and
a
it doesn't
feeling.
have to happen. It really doesn't have to happen before you get started. And so coaches who are coaching clients can get their clients who aren't in that mindset yet. They can get them to that place,
Yeah.
and they
Like
can.
it,
There
yeah,
should be a
it did.
point where it changes from weight loss to, oh
Yep.
my God, life
Yeah.
change,
Like I said, it
right?
didn't really hit me till the 50-pound mark, and it's gonna hit everybody different at different times. But yeah, it's like I said, so amazing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I tell you what, one of the things I'm going to try to get all of my interviewees to do is to give me a summary statement, or an idea as to what your individual definition of life possible is.
For me, um, living life without the pain and being a slave to my weight. That's, just not being able to do anything. And like I said, life is possible without the pain and suffering of obesity with ideal protein. That's life saving for me. I always say, ideal protein didn't only change my life, it saved my life. Life possible.
Yeah. So you've done all kinds of incredible things so far, but as I can imagine, there's always something next. There's always a new challenge for Tuni Raphael. Um, what's next?
well,
What is the next challenge?
well, I'm always taking challenges. I'm always doing something on Facebook. And my last challenge was the handstand t-shirt challenge. And I was going to a handstand and then put on a t-shirt. And I think I challenged you. And
I'm still
also,
working on it, man.
yep, I also put it out there for Olivier Benlulu and
Mm.
Dr. Tran, the two founders of the company. And, these guys absolutely saved my life. And I got my other challenges. This came, a friend of mine, Lee Lasley out of Wyoming, said, "Hey, Toonie, let's climb Devil's Tower." And I said, "Yeah." Oh, and without thinking, I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute. Close Encounters, right? There it is."
There we
Yep.
go.
That's what I'll be climbing this summer as soon as they open up. Yeah, and I thought about it afterwards. Like, oh, maybe I spoke a little too soon, but no, I'm ready. I'm ready for anything. But yeah, I
That's
still
the
want to see
thing.
you
Don't
do
think
some of
about
these
it.
challenges. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah,
I
just
think
do it.
when you said that to me, this is the image that came to my mind, and that
Oh,
does kind of tell
amazing.
a little bit
I
about
love
our
that.
age, right? How many
Yeah,
people know the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind these days?
yeah.
Yeah,
It made Devil's Tower famous.
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, I thank you so much, Toonie. Like I
Uh,
said, it's been incredible the time that we've spent over the past 2 weeks, really. And I just I thank you so much for being on the show,
I
helping me kick
really
this whole thing off.
I really want to thank you for doing this. I mean, reaching people out there and letting them know that there is something out there that can help them, that something out there that can save their lives, man. Thank you so much for being this guy to put that out there. I mean, we need more people out there just saying, "Hey, look, guys, we can help. We can save your life." I mean, thank you so much for that.
Well, like you said, you said it earlier. If we can touch one person,
Oh,
all the work that we've done is certainly worthwhile.
oh yeah.
So, all right, sir. Well, you better start working out a little bit harder if you're going to climb that mountain.
All
I'm
right.
fascinated to watch your journey. I'm sure that it'll be on Facebook. And once again, I'm going to say thank you. And any last words for our audience?
Mahalo and aloha. All right, brother.
That
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, man. I absolutely love that. Um, so I wanted to thank all of you for being with us and making it through this initial podcast. As you can see, I had some technical difficulties figuring out camera angles and graphics, but I'll work on that. Um, Truly blessed to know Tony Raphael. And if any of you feel like you need to reach out to him, if you're on Facebook, he's another one of those people who will never turn someone down or not answer a Facebook message. So please reach out to Tuni if you identified with this and you need help with something. I wanted to also let you know, please share this. If there's somebody in your life who you've been trying to get to do the Ideal Protein program and they've been hesitant or resistant, but you feel like Tuni's story will resonate with them, share this with them and see if that actually won't hit them somewhere that will help change their mind. So I am hoping, barring any other technical difficulties, I am hoping to get the next episode out in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, my next guest, I am so excited about as well. I'm going to stick with the Hawaiian theme. And our next guest is going to be one of our patients in our office, Lona. Lona Ishikawa. She has changed her life. She's still in the protocol, but I have to get her story out there. Because of the social distancing during this epidemic, she was coaching with one of my other coaches before, but I've had the opportunity to spend time with her. I always known that she's a very, very special lady just based on our encounters in the office, but to be able to sit and spend time coaching her has enriched me. You know, I get just as much from my clients as I hopefully give to them in a coaching session. Lona is absolutely amazing. And the thing that blew me away is when I asked her, "Hey, Lona, would you ever consider being a coach for us if we need another coach in the future?" And she thought about it for a couple minutes and she said, "I'm going to have to say no." And I was a little taken aback by that. And I said, "Oh my gosh, why?" And then she told me because she's got another dream in her heart that she's pursuing that she never thought she'd be able to. And that was right then and there is when I said, people like this need to be heard. Dr. Tran always said, every pound has a story. And I really believe that those stories need to be told. So tune in 2 weeks for my interview with Lona Ichikawa. And until then, aloha and mahalo.